Morning, everyone. I welcome everyone to Masterclass 4 Product Commercialization and Go-to-Market Strategy by Upul Dassanayake. This Masterclass series was organized by the Entrepreneurship Forum of the Institution of Engineers Sri Lanka. So, as an Entrepreneurship Forum, we promote entrepreneurship, lifelong learning, and other related contents to uplift your knowledge gap and raise awareness and also support you to the startup acceleration and also go to the global market. So from this session, we will cover the marketing strategies, export strategy, and also give you some tips and tools to how to scale your startup to the next level. So we have Upul Dassanayake. He's an international consultant and export strategist. So he will guide you throughout this session and give you the knowledge to uplift your entrepreneurial career and startups to scale to the next level. So I will officially hand over the session to Upul Dassanayake. At the meantime, I wanted you to share this because if you have any question after each content subtopic, so you can have a Q&A. So on that time, you can raise your hand and you can ask the questions. And if you are online through YouTube Live, so you can type the question there. So we have a moderator. We will give the chance to answer your questions as well. So if you are interactive with the Zoom platform, so you can directly raise your hand, and after each section, you can ask the question and get the clarification. So I think it will be more useful if you mute your mics, and also if you can open your video and you can share whatever the things, and you can live participate actively in the Zoom platform, it's okay. But make sure you mute the mic unless if there's no any questions or any Q&A session happening. So I will officially hand over these sessions to Upul Dassanayake. We are really thankful and grateful for your presence today, Upul. So it's over to you. You can continue and you can also give yourself introduction and continue this. Thank you.
So thank you, Jasmine, for your kind introduction. Hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Am I audible? Yes, right. So very good morning, all of you. So welcome to the program. So it's a great pleasure to be with you all today to conduct this program. So let me first thank Ms. Jasmine and her team for organizing this timely program at a crucial juncture of Sri Lanka and for inviting me to be part of it as a resource person. In fact, over the past 8 years, I have been conducting programs for SMEs across Sri Lanka. So through these programs, I have empowered more than 5,000 SMEs and transformed many of them into export-oriented companies. So your presence here today is also a clear testament to your willingness and enthusiasm to step into the world of entrepreneurship. And the other remarkable thing is, seeing engineers take that bold leap into becoming entrepreneurs. So which is really a great view, because we need the more entrepreneurs like you all to take this country to the next level and bring much needed dollars into the country. So what we normally see is that engineers, after completing their degrees and other professional qualifications, so they start looking for jobs. So what we see here is completely different. So we all should be, grateful to Jasmine and her team for this great initiative for transforming engineers into entrepreneurs. Right. So let me first give you a brief introduction about me. And for that, let me share the screen first. Right. Hope you all can see the screen or the presentation. Right. So I'm an international consultant and a global SME transformation expert, an international trade specialist. And I have over 25 years of corporate experience across marketing and finance, information technology, education and training, FMCG, and international trade. And I have worked with all these institutions for various projects. And then of course, with my 25 years of corporate experience and the knowledge and the exposure that I got working with these institutions, of course, I was able to come up with a unique, proven, and the result-oriented model called BTEXA model. So that is business transformation and export acceleration model, which I personally introduced to the market or to the country. So through that model, of course, I have transformed many SMEs into export-oriented companies. So there are the example that I take today are from when to say how Nike did, how McDonald's did, and so on. So I basically take the examples from my own projects, right? So that is about me in a nutshell. Okay. Now, before we move on, of course, I would like to know, what your business and the products that you all offer, and why you made this decision, that is to get into this entrepreneurial stream, right, rather than just doing your engineering, getting involved in your engineering profession. Right. So I may not be able to speak to each and everyone. So I'll randomly select one or two and ask what your products are and what are the countries that you're targeting, and so on and so forth. Right. Let me start with Pasindu. So you can turn on your video and also unmute and just tell us about yourself a bit. Just to Pasindu. Right. What about Piumi? Piumi Piatissa? No one wants to talk or introduce yourself. Shamila Fernando? Just to know your background, that's all.
Even you can speak in Sinhala if you are convenient.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. On a language kata karanda. So what is important is what you take home after this program.
There's a unmute problem because we have not provided the
unmute.
yeah. So we can get engaged with them with once they have the Q&A round, once you have the thing. At the same time, you can put in the chat if you have anything, so then we can go through it.
Yeah, of course. Yes. Yeah, at least if you could just, put on chat the products that you are planning to, offer. So what sort of products that you are planning to offer? Just to get an idea. So you can just type it on chat. I mean, to make this one very successful and a fruitful one, of course, we have to make it very interactive. So, right, construction material, right? Okay. So engineer Himal, right? So he is basically into construction materials, right? What about others? It may be a concept, right? I mean, සමහරලාට ඔය කට්ටිය තාම මේ product එක decide කරලා නැතුව ඇති. or තාම conceptual level එකේ වෙන්න පුළුවන්, but still no problem. Just let us know, right? So then I can take examples related to your products, right? So I'm importing lights and sounds for the events, right? Okay. So what about others? Right. Anyone who's basically offering products other than products related to engineering or construction, any agricultural based products, කවුරු agricultural නැත්නම් food items ඒ පැත්තේ මොනවා හරි කරනවද?
Hello, good morning, sir.
Oh, yes.
මම ශාලිමා ෆර්නෑන්ඩෝ මම දේශීය කොස්පිටි භාවිතා කරලා මේ කුකීස් වර්ග හදනවා. මම දැන් ලෝකල් මාකට් එකට දානවා. මට තව එක
Right, very good, very good. Right. හරි. අන්න ඒ වගේ පොඩ්ඩක් කතා කරන්න. එතකොට I know where you all stand right now. අපිට ප්‍රොඩක්ටිව් විදිහට කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්. That's very very important. එතකොට මට ඒ සම්බන්ධව ඇතරම examples අරගෙන කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්. තව එමගේ කීප දෙනෙක් කතා කරලා කියන්න පුළුවන් නම් it will be really good. It's just an idea exporting herbs. Yes, of course. Right, then සමහරවට now the idea is that once this program is over, then you will sometimes change your mindset. So that's the whole idea of having this session, right? So then you will change your mindset, and you will sometimes change your product idea, right? And get into a completely new field or new area, right? Okay, right. I have now some sort of idea what you all are going to do, right? So I'll anyway speak in both languages, right? So that you all can clearly understand, right? With some Sinhala explanation also, right? Okay, now let me ask you some questions before we start. Okay, then ඔකට්ටිය දන්න විදියට, in your opinion, how many SMEs do we have in Sri Lanka? ඒ කියන්නේ සුළු හා මධ්‍ය පරිමාණ ව්‍යාපාරිකයන් කී දෙනෙක් ලංකාවේ ඉන්නවද මේ වෙනකොට? You can even speak, or you can even put it on chat. Guess කරන්න බලන්න. දැන් ඔය ඔක්කොම ඔකට්ටියව වැටෙන්නේ ඒ ගණේට. If you have registered a company, right? You all fall into that category, MESME, micro SME or SME level, right? නිකන් කී දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා කියලා හිතනවාද? ඉක්මනට ඒ පිළිබඳව right 50,000 between 50,000 to 100,000 very good any more ඇත්තටම ලංකාවේ there are about 1 million registered SMEs in Sri Lanka, right? 1 million, right? But I don't know how many of them are really active, but there are registered SME over 1 million, right? So out of that 1 million, how many of them are exporting in your opinion? විදියට ඒ 1 million export කරනවා නැද්ද? මොකද මම 5000ක් විතර SMEs ලත් එක්ක කටයුතු කරලා තියෙනවා for the last 6-7 years. So I know their mindset, what they are doing, right, and their challenges and all. So then ඔකට්ටියත් ඒ level එකට ඒ කියන්නේ ගණේට වැටෙන්නේ. එතකොට what we need to look at is okay whether you also face the same set of challenges, right? එතකොට හිතන විදිහට දැන් ඔය ලක්ෂ 10න් කී දෙනෙක් විතර එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරනවද? Yes, 5 to 10%, right? නෑ ඇත්තටම 5% විතර ඉන්නවා නම් that is really great, but unfortunately we don't have 5%, right? So we have not even 1%. ඇත්තටම අපේ ඉන්නේ 5000ක් විතර, right? But I don't know really how many of them are active, but there are about 5,000. I don't have the exact numbers, right? But it's around 5,000. එතකොට අපි one as a percentage, of course, it's not even 1%. Countries around us or regional countries, of course, we are, the long way to go, right? So that so it's not a very satisfactory number, right? So for us to get out of this crisis, of course, we need more and more exporters, right? But unfortunately, still that number remains very low. So that is about 5,000. So ඒක තමයි දැන් අපි increase කරගන්න ඕනේ, right? So ඒ නිසා තමයි අත්‍තරම මේ වගේ sessions organize කරලා we encourage you all to get into the export market. හරි. එතකොට now ඔකට්ටිය හිතන විදිහට ඇයි මේ number එක very low? Then so we have around 1 million SMEs, but out of 1 million, only 5,000 are exporting. So my question is that this particular number remains very low. මොනවද හේතු? Can you all just say? So if you make it interactive only, this will be successful. So then your inputs are really valuable. So කියන්න බලන්න ඇයි මේක low? ඒ කියන්නේ මොනවද challenges තියෙන්නේ? ඇයි මිනිස්සුන්ට export market එක, as I said earlier, so I have worked with over 5,000 SMEs in Sri Lanka. So they have various problems, right? Might target only local market and knowledge gap of exporting, of course. So that is one of the major problems. Knowledge gap, technical barriers, less experience. Yes, right? ඒ කියන්නේ ප්‍රධානම දේ තමයි මේ knowledge gap එක, right? The knowledge gap in terms of different markets, market insights, and the market demand, the quality measures, right? Compliance requirements, especially because if you don't know the compliance requirements of the targeted country, of course, then again, even if you have a fantastic product, you won't be able to export. So that's the reality, right? එතකොට මේ gap එක ලොකුවට තියෙනවා ලංකාවේ, right? Even if you visit some, companies who are helping SMEs or exporters, of course, sometimes they are also not in a position to answer certain, questions that you raise, right? එහෙම තත්ත්වයක් තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා තමයි අතරම So what I did was taking all these things into consideration. So I came up with a very unique, proven, result-oriented model called BTEXA. So BTEXA stands for Business Transformation and Market Acceleration. So which is a very unique fear because I have used that framework to transform many SMEs into export-oriented companies. ඒ නිසා අද මම මේ ගන්න example උත් ඒ කට්ටියගේ examples තමයි මම කට්ටියට ගන්නෙ because then only you get the confidence, right? That you can also do the same thing කියලා. හරි? හරි. ඒ නිසා right then we know where we stand right now in terms of exports. Right? නමුත් දැන් ඔය කට්ටියනේ තාම පල්ලහැ entrepreneur කෙනෙක් වෙන්න සමහර කට්ටිය I think innovation based on target market, creativity to reach global market, attraction, opportunities to meet global markets, exhibition forum, of course, 100%. I agree 100% with you, right? So now we are going to address some of these issues during this program, right? Because we have only 2.5 hours now. Half an hour that we have only 2 hours, right? So within next 2 hours, let's see how we can find solutions for these major challenges faced by SMEs, right? When they try to go to or when they try to export something, right? Okay, now let me share the screen. Right, okay. Right. So then, now today's our topic is actually product commercialization, right? So අපි බැලුවොත් මොකක්ද මේ product commercialization කියන්නේ? So you have any idea? Yeah. What do you mean by product commercialization?
Actually, it's getting the market.
Yes. Or in other words, what you can say is, අපි කොහොමද like how do you transform your business from concept level to a market launch level? හරිනේ? ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් sometimes like then some of you have the concept, business concept or a product concept. Now how we are going to transform that concept into a real a product and launch that product in the markets. That is what is called product commercialization. එතකොට product commercialization කිව්වම of course, right, it has many tasks to be carried out. Starting from then you have to have a brand, you have to have a company, right? So then you have to find your capital. Then you should know how to manage your working capital. Then also how to optimize your value chain, right? Then you have to do a market research, right? So then at the same time, you should know the compliance requirements of the different countries and so on and so forth. And then international marketing, right? There are many areas that you need to look into, right? But during this, therefore, we can discuss this topic days, months, even years, because it's a very vast topic. So, but we have only 2 hours from now onwards. So therefore, we take only the core areas of this product commercialization. Right. So those would be very, very useful for you all to, especially what I'm going to do is I'm going to give emphasis on, especially the product development part. Because if you have a right product in hand, of course, then the rest is, of course, you can do on your own. Right. So therefore, initially what we need to look at is, okay, how you can come up with a unique product, very competitive product, so that you can survive in the local as well as the international market for long period of time. Right. So that's what we are going to cover. Right. So therefore, so today we are going to cover these 4 sections. Right. Right. Product development, competitor analysis, the product market matrix, and the product positioning. Right. So, and the out of these 4, of course, the most important one is the product development part. Right. So that is like, how you transform your idea into a market ready, a niche product. Okay. Right. Now, today, what I have seen is that, like, when I talk to SMEs, different types of SMEs, right, of different sectors, of course, they have different types of ideas, but most of them are try to, get into the bulk market. Right. They find something, packet it, and then they start finding buyers. This is the common sort of a trend in the market. Right. So, but what I'm going to tell you is a completely different thing. Right. Now, when I now since I deal with thousands of SMEs, like the most frequent statement that I often hear when I first meet them is that, "Sir, I have the best product, right? But I can't find a buyer." ඕක තමා මම 100කට කතා කරොත් 99කින් ඇහෙන statement එක තමා. That's what I said, that's the most frequent statement that I often hear when I first meet a SME. So මගේ තමා හොඳම product එක තියෙන්නේ. I have the best product but I can't find a buyer. Now if you really analyze this statement, of course, right, it has 2 elements. හරි. මේ statement එක හරියට අපි බැලුවොත් elements දෙකක් තියෙනවා. පළවෙනි element එක තමා, right, best product කියන එක. අනිත් එක තමයි buyer කියන එක. හරි. දැන් මම මේ පෙන්නන්න යන්නේ අපේ තියෙන අපි කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? I would say the biggest myths in exports. Right. දැන් මම මේ කියන එක, keep that in your mind. Right. It's not only applicable to export market, even to the local market. Keep that in your mind. හරි. මම මේ කියන ඒවා දැන් අද මම like explain කරන දේවල්, so you can apply in your organization as it is from today onwards. Right? These are not theories. Right? These are all practical things which you can apply in your organization as it is from today onwards. I mean, today itself. Okay? Right. So, the may statement is that mama, if someone comes and says, I have the best product, so my reply would be, if you have the best product, better not to export. Everyone is trying to come up with his best product, but this guy says, right, better not to export. Can someone explain what does it mean? දැන් මම හැමෝම බලන්නේ හොඳම ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක කරන්න. දැන් මම කියනවා හොඳම ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක තියෙනවා නම් එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරන්න යන්න එපා කියලා. What does it mean? Can someone explain?
It should have a market if it's a good product. So no need to market.
Yes. Yeah, in a way it's correct. Yes, of course. Yes, good try.
Yeah, maybe the product is maybe the product is good for us, but we don't know the target audience needs and wants. So
exactly. Yeah, of course. Now for you it's the best. Yes, of course. right? Now, probably, yeah, today it may be the best product, right? You do your own research, find out, the products of the competitors, and then and then you understand their gaps and all. Then you come up with much better product than what is there in the market. Etakota, you can say it is the best product. Now, with this AI and all, then no sooner you launch your product, of course, what happens is your competitors, they are the people who first come and buy your product. Right? Gannawa, Aragan, what they do is they do their own research and find out what it has, why he's saying this is the best and all these things. And then maybe after a month or two, maybe after a year, so they come up with, they do small, maybe small modification to your product, the same product, and come up with a better product than your product. Now, can you say your one is the best one? You can't. Hey, ඊට වැඩි හොඳ product එකක් අරගෙන. Then you can't say, because now your one is no longer best. Right? In the market, there's nothing called the best product. Right? Now you have a product, you can make it good, you can make it better, you can make it even better, but not the best. Best කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? That means you have reached the apex. There's no room for you to further develop. Right? If someone introduces a product much better than your one, of course, then you don't have room to develop further. Then your journey ends. Am I right or wrong? හරිද වැරදිද? එනිසා අපට බෙස්ට් කියලා කියන්න බෑ. අපි හැම වෙලෙම කරන්න ඕනේ මේ මාකට් එකේ ඉන්නවා නම් that is the rule number 1, especially when it comes to exports and also local market එකටත් එහෙමයි, right? You have to keep on developing new products, or you have to come up with new innovations, right? Innovative products. So then only you can survive in this market. Other you can say my product is the best, but tomorrow, no, right? Someone else will come up with a better product than your one. Then you can't say your one is the best. It's the number 1 rule in export is that, make sure that you have the capacity, right, and the skill to come up with various new products, maybe the same product, but you should be able to modify from time to time and create new markets. Because of that only, these, value additions, diversification, these concepts came into existence mainly because of this reason, right? Then අපි ගැන කතා කරනවා in a little while, right? Okay. And the other thing is that, okay, then මම අර statement එක කියවනේ, so I have the best product, but I can't find a buyer. Now you know about the product. Now next element is in that statement is a buyer, right? The buyer එතකොට ඔක්කොම හිතන්නේ now, when it comes to export market, everyone thinks that, okay, moment you find a buyer, everything else, fall in line. ඒ කියන්නේ අනිත් ඒවා කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. buyer හොයපු ගමන් ඔක්කොම ටික අනිත් එක හරි. මේ කාරණා දෙක තමයි I would say the biggest myths in exports. හරි. ලොකුම මොනවද කියන්නේ? අපි කියන්නේ myths කියන්නේ මේ වැරදි වැටහීම තමයි මේ ලොකුම වෙන්න මේ දෙක. හරිද? Then if you take these exports, when it comes to export, it's a journey actually. There are a number of processes, right? Finding buyer is just one element of this whole process. There are so many other things that you need to do. ඒතර අපි කට්ටිය හිතන්නේ මේ buyer කෙනෙක් හෙව්ව ගමන් ඔක්කොම හරි හෙට ඉඳලා export කරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. No, that's not the case, right? So therefore keep that in your mind, right? When it comes to product, make sure that you have a very innovative, right, unique product, but at the same time, right, keep that in your mind, right? There may be better products in the future. So therefore, you should be ready to face that challenge, right? Then you should have the capacity and the skills, especially innovative skills, to when a new product comes, better product comes into the market, so then you should be able to introduce a much better product than what is there in the market, right? So, and at the same time, අපි buyer කෙනෙක් හොයනකොට මේ buyer හෙව්ව ගමන් අපිට ඔක්කොම හරියන්නේ නැහැ. There are so many other things that you need to look into. හරි. දැන් අපි පටන් ගන්නවා so product development part එක. Right. Okay. Then අපි ගොඩාක් කට්ටිය හිතන්නේ most of our SMEs think that like most challenging part is finding the buyer. ඒ කියන්නේ local market එකේ වගේම export market එක. Export market එක අපි mainly අපි what we look at is to find the B2B buyer. අපි buyers ಜಾති දෙකක් ඉන්නවනේ. I'm sure that ඒ කියන්නේ B2C කියන්නේ කෙලින්ම අපි යනවා right that B2B buyer is not the end customer of your product or of you. So what they do is repurchase, right? They purchase from you and resell to the end customer. So he is in the middle, right? එතකොට අපි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට when it comes to exports, you start finding B2B buyer. එතකොට මොකද කරන්නේ? අපි product එක හදපු ගමන් then you start finding buyers. ඒ අතරේ there are so many other things that you need to business to business customer, business to yes, of course, yes, correct. Right? අපි කරන්නේ මොකද? ඊට පස්සේ product එක අතර ගත්ත ගමන් buyer ගේ පස්සෙන් පන්නන්න පටන් ගන්නවා. So let me take an example and explain. Then mama එක හැම වෙලේම this is how I explain that one, right? So if you chase buyers, of course, right? If you chase 100 buyers, sometimes you may be able to catch 1 or 2. All other 98 or 97, I mean you may not be able to catch them, right? It's something like this. Right? Now, if you chase butterflies, what will happen? Right? If you chase butterflies, what will happen? So they will fly away. You may not be able to catch them. Right? You may not be able to catch them easily. Right? If you chase 100 buyers, sometimes you may be able to catch 1 or 2. Right? Now, in this case, right? Instead of chasing buyers, organization or to your product, අපිට බැරිද එයා කට්ටියගේ පස්සෙන් යනවා වෙනුවට ඒ කට්ටියව අපිට පිටිපස්සෙන් ගෙන්න ගන්න අද්ද ගන්න බැරිද අපේ organization එකට? පුළුවන්ද බැරිද? එහෙම අද්ද ගන්නවා නම් මොකක්ද? What we should do? Just tell me. You can use chat and tell, or you can even speak, right? In order to attract them, what you should do rather than chasing them. Or the chase කරන්න පටන් ගත්තොත් you don't know where you will end up. Sometimes like you may be able to catch some, sometimes not at all. But instead of chasing them, can't you attract them to your product or your organization? කොහොමද attract කරගන්නේ? අපි කියමු product එකට කියලා. So how do you attract them to your product? Yes. Possible with innovative and creative value-added high quality products available in your organization with industry standards, of course. Right?
And
again, what you need to do is, sorry. Yes, go ahead.
Find the customer's requirement and market survey.
Exactly. In you offer a value or you create a value, right, to your targeted what their requirements are, right? Rather than chasing them, then you understand their requirements and then make the products accordingly. හරි දැන් අපි ඊටත් වැඩිය තව එහා level එකට ගිහලා කතා කරන්න හදන්නේ, right? So we are going to go beyond that, even beyond that, and create completely different. We should understand what the customer's pain points and our services. Yes, enable customer-centric innovation and product development, customized, personalized product development. Of course, that is exactly what we need to do. Right, very good. So I'm really happy that you all are very interactive. So that's what I want, right? So right, keep doing this, so then we can have a very fruitful session. Yes, any more?
Excuse me, and also need to do the change the product with the time to time with the survey.
Exactly. Yeah, that is what I just said. Right, you can't stick to one product, or you can't say. Oh, that's what I said. I mean, you can't say best always. My one is the best, right? You have to keep on changing, right? Okay, very good, right? So then now, if you take the same example, this butterfly example, okay, how do we instead of chasing them, how do you attract them? Abhidhan, butterfly, we will take the same example.
There was an artificial butterfly, make a butterfly, and that and actually then attract the other butterflies.
Yeah, that is one way, but easiest way?
We can have a garden so that
Exactly. This is what you can do, right? Have a garden, flower garden. So then automatically they will come. So you create a value for them. So then they will come to you, right? This is what you need to do actually, right? When it comes to products, right? Very good. Okay. Then now we are going to start the first topic. That is a product development. Right. So particular section, of course, now you have to be familiar with some technical terms, right? So in order to be familiar with those technical terms, so what I'll do is I'll play a video, right? So watch it carefully, right? So then we are going to learn some technical terms, and based on that, I'll show you how I'll take some my projects, my own projects, and show how this happened. Okay. Tell you about this story, right? Then you will clearly understand while it's being played, right? So this is about a baker, right? So he runs a bakery. Then all of a sudden, he's diagnosed with gluten who are suffering from this gluten intolerance, right? So those who having or those who are suffering from gluten intolerance are unable to eat any food item made with wheat flour. Again, because it's allergic to them, because that protein found in wheat flour is the gluten. Some are allergic to gluten. Right, so this baker also had the same problem, right? So then now he's about to close down the business because of this problem. But finally, he gets a fantastic idea because of his illness and transform his business to the next level, right? So that is what we are going to. That is what this particular video shows. Okay. Yes, gluten intolerance, it's a pain point, of course, of a customer, right? Pain point of customer, right? Now, what we need to now, this ongoing war, right? We don't know when it will end, right? Sometimes it may be there days, months, and even years, right? No one can predict, right? But what I believe is, right, you will get a lot of opportunities when there's a crisis. Especially, I mean, you will see a lot of new markets coming in, new opportunities. So explore them. Now, for an example, and there will be new trends. Now, for an example, now before the COVID, right, aviation sector was one of the most lucrative sectors in the world. But with COVID, what happened? So it became, that industry became one of the least lucrative sectors in the world, right? So likewise with this war, right, this can happen for some industries. And at the same time, new opportunities will arise. So keep an eye, right? So based on that, you can, introduce some products, new products, unique products to the new markets which are coming in because of this war, right? Okay, now let's watch this video.
I'm sorry, Mr. Baker.
Can you all hear the sound?
I'm sorry, Mr. Baker. But you've developed a severe gluten intolerance.
Is it audible? Can you all hear the sound of the video?
Yes,
Yes, we
audible.
All right. Okay. Right. Sorry.
I'm sorry, Mr. Baker. But you've developed a severe gluten intolerance.
Can I get one gluten-free croissant?
Yeah.
Wait, does that have butter in it?
Yes.
You wouldn't happen to have any without butter, like a butter substitute? Like olive oil or canola oil? Coconut oil? Grapeseed oil? I mean, any oils at all?
I gotta return this croissant. Return a croissant?
There's no nuts! I took a bite. No nuts on the inside. No almonds, no cashews, there's no peanuts in there, there's no walnuts. I expected nuts!
I'm allergic to nuts. I'm also allergic to eggs, milk, butter, sugar, soy.
I'm not allergic to nuts! I'm not allergic to anything! I just want no nuts! Some nuts! Too many nuts back there! Is there nuts in that thing? Is there nuts in that thing over there?
Every year, thousands of people are diagnosed with a gluten intolerance. Where will they go when they need custom-made croissants?
Hi, I'm Joseph from Joseph's Gluten-Free Bakery. When I was diagnosed with a gluten intolerance, I thought my life was over. But after seeing just how many people want custom-made gluten-free croissants, I seized the opportunity to cook up the Croissant Creator app.
The Croissant Creator app.
With over 3 billion combinations, the Croissant Creator app allows you to build your croissant any way you like it and have it delivered fresh to your door.
Or come on down to the store and ask for Joseph. I'll make it for you myself.
He will make it himself. Joseph.
Joseph's Bakery. Let your biggest concerns be my biggest opportunities.
When you're hungry for some dough, you gotta go to Joseph.
Right. So hope it was played without any interruption.
It was lagging with the connection, but but we were able to catch up the main points.
Main points, eh? Right. Okay. What about others? You had the same problem.
Some interruptions.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Anyway, were you able to understand what it is trying to convey, the message that it's trying to convey?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That yeah.
Right. Right. So then, okay. Now, can you remember the last statement he made at the end of the video? What did he say? Video එක අන්තිම වෙලාවේ මොකක්ද යා කිව්වේ ඉවර වුණාට ඒක notice කරාද? Did you notice that? අන්තිමට වීඩියෝ ඉවරනකොට මොකක්ද යා කිව්වේ? ඒක දැක්කේ නැද්ද නැත්නම් ඒක lag වුණාද?
Cannot remember.
So my biggest sorry. Cannot remember.
Yeah.
Right. what he said was, yes, what he said was, right, your biggest problem or your biggest concern is my biggest opportunity. In other words, right, your biggest problem is my biggest opportunity. Right? So this is exactly what we need to sort of do. Right? Again, you have to, as you all said earlier, right, understand the pain points of the market, of the customers. So always, right, try to introduce or offer a solution for an existing problem in the market, right? That is actually what he did, right? So now what can you say about now, okay, if you, now, I mean, this product development is completely based on this video. Now let me know, okay, in your opinion, what's the market, what can you say about the market of this video? Yes? What can you say about the market?
It was unidentified before he figured out that he has the issue.
Exactly, exactly, right? So it's not something new, right? It was there, but no one had, what's the right word for that? But no one had
identified it.
Tap that market, right? Exactly. So we call them untapped markets, right? The market exists, but you don't identify or you haven't tapped that market earlier, right? But at the same time, what you can do is sometimes, you don't find any demand for that product. But what you do is you create a demand. So both, right? It can happen in both ways. One is, there's a market, right? The market exists, but you don't identify. But later you identify and come up with a product and cater to that particular market segment. The other way is, right, there's no demand. Sometimes they have not even seen that product, or you haven't even, you don't know where there's a market segment like this. Even if there's a market segment, they don't have, there's no demand for that product. But finally you create a demand, right? And make them buy, right? Therefore, this can happen in both ways. So these markets are called normally what? Right? You can cater to untapped market like this, or else you can create a completely new market and cater to that market. So these types of markets are called, yes, of course, right? Niche markets, right? So those are called niche markets. So therefore, right, actually I call them the rule of thumb, right, in exports. Right? If you want to survive in the export market, right, that is what I said earlier, because most of our SMEs, right, so they try to get to the bulk market, right? But danger or the risk is, right, sometimes, there are some people, like, they are doing really well in the bulk market, right? They supply, sometimes they send 3-4 containers a month to various countries, and they are doing really well. Then later what happens is, right, gradually, demand decreases and market is saturated. Right? Once the market is saturated, what happens is saturation means market is not growing. Whereas a lot of suppliers or producers come into the market, but market is growing, market is not growing. Therefore, they all share the same pie. right? So this is what is called market saturation. So then what happens is, right? So then they may not be able to send like 3-4 containers like what they used to do, right? So then what they have to do is they have to either stop it completely and get into the new market, or like come up with some new ideas and do you can cater to the same market with a different product, right? Using the earlier product as a base product. Likewise, you can think of various ways and means of catering to the same market, right? But if you have a niche market, of course, create a niche market, of course, you don't see any. Okay, what is the main advantage of creating a niche market? මොකක්ද ප්‍රධානම තියෙන advantage එක niche market එකක් create කරන එක?
Competitors were less.
Of course, sometimes there's no competitors, right? There's no. Now, for an example, right, when the Uber came into the market, of course, right? What was the what do you call it? The uniqueness of the Uber when they came into market, right? It was their app, right? Right. So then no one was able to compete with that immediately, right? With the Uber. Right. So therefore, there was no competitors initially. So then they were enjoying sort of a monopoly, right? At the early stage of their business. But later what happened was they identified, okay, similar types of apps are now being developed by various people in various countries, and their market share is going down, right? That is what I call now. Earlier, they said like, right. So we are the only one in the market who has this opportunity, who has this uniqueness, right? Or this app, but others don't have, right? So therefore they were enjoying monopoly, and they then those days they could say, okay, so we are the best, but later they identified no, right? Competitors, study the market, come up with the similar types of products. Then it's, then you can't say my one is the best. Then you have to come up with something else to survive in this market. Otherwise, you will collapse, right? Therefore, right. So in order to create a niche market, so you have to have something. Niche market create කරන්න ඔයාට යම් කිසි දෙයක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Right? When you have that only in your product, you can say, right, so I can create this niche market because of this reason or this characteristic. ඒකට අපි මොකක්ද කියන්නේ? Niche market තියෙන්න, there has to be some sort of a uniqueness in your product.
Innovation.
So that's
innovation.
Yeah, that's innovation. But what's the right term?
USP, unique selling
USP,
proposition.
exactly. Right? You have to have what? Unique selling proposition. එතකොට unique selling proposition එකෙන් තමයි you create the niche market. Right? So then I'll take some examples in a little while. Right? Then you will be able to clearly understand what this niche market and the unique selling propositions are. Right? So now, according to this particular example or a video, what is the niche market that he created? And who were there in that niche market? How do it a niche market?
Gluten intolerance people.
Yes, of course. That's a niche market. Right? Those who are having gluten or suffering from gluten intolerance. In other words, gluten intolerant people. So that is the niche market. Right? Because earlier also he was running a bakery. Same set of products. But later he identified a different market, and then he modified his product or products, right, to cater to that particular market or newly discovered market. Right? Enisa tama, his business was very, very successful, right? And because he was able to cater to different markets. Right. So then USP ka මොකක්ද? USP means how you differentiate your product from the rest of the similar products available in the market, right? Then a USP කියන්නේ uniqueness එක. What's the uniqueness in your product? දැන් මෙයාගේ තිබ්බ මොකද uniqueness එක? So what was his product's uniqueness? Huh? Why his product became, sorry?
Gluten-free ingredients.
Exactly, because of gluten-free. ඒක තමයි USP එක. Right? So hope you all understood that. Right. Okay. Yes, of course. Right. Right. I'm very happy that you all are, you interact very well. So I'm really happy. Right. So keep going. Right. Now let me take some real world examples of my own projects. Right. Now බලමු. Right. Now we all know what vanilla is. අපි හැමෝම දන්නවා vanilla. It's not something new to us. Right. Okay. What can we do with vanilla? What is the use of vanilla? ඇයි අපි vanilla use කරන්නේ? What is the use of vanilla?
Makes smell and in a food the taste.
Yes. So as one of the ingredients, or otherwise, or else we use it as a what? As a flavor, yes. Yes, of course. අපි හැම වෙලේම vanilla අපි export කරනවා නම්, for an example, හරි local market එකට දාන්න හදනවා නම් හරි, whatever it is, right? We are trying to sell it as a flavor. Yes, I started the vanilla plantation. It is mostly used for flavoring, of course, right? එතකොට අපි හැවෙලේම දැන් මේ මට ආපු, this is one of my product. Now I'm going to show one of the products product concept developed by one of my clients, right? So I do consulting for various clients, right? And I have transformed, as I said earlier, many of them into export oriented companies, right? Now this particular guy was into vanilla bulk market, right? He used to send many containers a month, right? He was doing really well. Then, as I explained earlier, he realized that no, this vanilla market is going to be saturated. Then he has to come up with something new, right? Right. This is one of the product concepts. Of course, he came up with this product idea. Right? Let's see what this product is. So what is it? Right? Vanilla tattoo wash. Sometimes you might laugh. What the hell is this? What you all can do with this tattoo wash, vanilla, right? But right, this is another, I would say, niche product or a niche market that is going to cater. Right now, his market was USA. Right. Now, what we have to look at is actually now I'm not going to cover the market research part over here. Right, it's a very lengthy subject. Only he came up with this idea, right? And his market was USA. Now just Google, you take your phone and Google and see how many people or number of people in USA so number of people in USA with tattoos. How many? So just Google and let me know. Yes, 82 million. Or in other words, it's one third of the whole population. The population is close to, I think, 350 million in US, right? So it's close to 100 million, or it's 82 million. Now look at the size of the market that you're going to cater to, right? Even if you target just 1%, still 1 million, right? Or even 0.5, 500,000. It's a huge market, right? Now you can see, right, why he was able to create this product as a unique product because of these USPs, right? Now look at the tagline, right? The nurture the skin, preserve the art. අපි දන්නවා tattoo එකක් ගැව්වාම එකක් තමයි like that ink or the art might fade over a period of time, right? So therefore, in order to protect of gold, then you have to apply something on top of it, right? Those who have tattoos know this. And at the same time, samata, then you might get some irritations and all those things after tattooing. So therefore, in order to prevent you from having those irritations and all, of course, right? Then you have to apply another thing. So what it does is, now, in other words, this tagline of this brand itself is a USP. Can you see? Right? And USPs are alcohol-free, soothing and hydrating, preserve the ink colors, and on top of everything, right, the main USP is it's a natural vanilla. Right? It's a natural vanilla. So therefore, he found out all these things after extensive research. Now, this is a very good product concept that he can easily commercialize. He has the capacity, skill, and he's already into this market. Right? Now he knows what he can do with vanilla. This is just one product, and he has come up with some more ideas after my consultation. Right? And you can see the benefits that it offers. Rich in antioxidants, those are called value propositions. So don't mix up these two, right? USP is something else, and value proposition or the end benefit is something else, right? Is this clear? Right, so this is one niche product catering to a niche market. Hope this is clear. Right. Okay. Now I think this is not something new. We all know about this. One of the Kitul trigger that you have heard of, right? This is good, and this is very good product. We can easily market, and there'll be a market. Okay, what is now for us to sell this one, or for us to export or capture export market, right, through Kitul trigger, we have to clearly say the USP of the Kitul trigger. නැත්තම් Kitul pani. මොකක්ද USP එක Kitul pani වල? නැත්තම් how can you make it unique? Right, there are similar types of treacle or other මේ වගේ syrups තියෙනවා. So it falls into a category called the syrup. A syrup salt, right? There are so many other alternatives in the market. But what we have to say is, why our Kitul treacle is unique?
Sugar level is
treacle unique way.
Sugar level, glucose level is low compared to other products.
How do you justify that?
We has to study
level,
and do a test and justify.
Yeah, sugar level, right? Yes, yeah. What you're saying is correct, right?
But that in Japanese have this the alternative for the glucose. There was the same kind of natural thing. I could remember that product. So it's also like this ketul.
Right. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Right now, there are so many alternatives in the market, right? Or rather, substitute. Right. Now, what we have to say is, I mean, for us to say, right, come and buy our product because our one is unique compared to others, you have to justify. Now, what you are saying is glucose level is low. I mean, there's a small, I would say, a small point that someone can argue, but you have to, yeah, that's a point, but you have to put it in a different way. Right. Okay. It's a plant-based. There are so many other plant-based as well. Yes, you can definitely sell this one as or promote this one as a natural syrup. Right. Then samanyen, what's the use of ketul treacle? What's the use of ketul treacle? Then api vanilla gatta wage ketul මොනවටද ගන්න?
කැවිලි හදන්නනේ ගන්න සාමාන්‍ය. කැවිලි හදන්නනේ.
ඔව්. අපි කියන්නේ ඇත්තට මොකද්ද ස්වීට්නර් හැටියටනේ. රසකාරකයක්. It's a sweetener. Then api if you okay api the mostly use what is the
taste එකක් හැටියට ඒ කියන්නේ අපි ගත්තොත් මේ taste එක.
ඔව්. අපි වෙන විදිහකට කිව්වොත් ස්වීට්නර් එකක් නේ රසකාරකයක් විදිහට අපි ගන්න මේක.
sweetener.
Now there are so many and also this is natural, but there are so many other natural sweeteners in the world. Hari දැන් අපි මේ sweetener එක විදිහට අපි ගන්න. But there are some other natural. What is the most I would say කියන්නේ වැඩිම මේ කියන්නේ natural sweetener එක මොකක්ද? Fastest moving natural sweetener in the world.
Sugar.
Sugar, yeah, 100% natural, ne? So it chemicals, there are so they add so many other things, right, to solidify it, right? But now this comes as a syrup. Then if you take this product as it is, now it comes as a syrup, no? Right. What is the other widely used syrup in the world, natural syrup or natural sweetener in the world? Maple syrup. Right? Maple syrup එක තමයි වැඩිම used වෙන්නේ. Right. Now what we need to look at is then අපව කියනවා එක. So now what you can do is you just Google and see. Right. Okay, find out, right? We call it, there's an index called glycemic index. Right? Glycemic index. Now just Google and tell me the glycemic index of cane sugar. මොකක්ද glycemic index කියන්නේ? What do you mean by glycemic index? The extent to which your sugar level goes up once you consume something. When you eat something, to what extent your sugar level goes up, glycemic index. Now check, now Google and let me know, right, what is the glycemic index of cane sugar. Quickly. 60 to 65, yes, very good. Right. Now, if it is 60 to 65 means sugar level goes up. You can, moment you drink or eat sugar, right? So sugar level goes up. It's between 0, index between 0 to 100. Right. Again, now what we have to look at is whether it's high or low. Now this is high. Okay. Now, as I said earlier, the direct competitor, right? Direct competing product to our Ketul treacle is the maple syrup. Now, just Google and see the glycemic index of maple syrup. Yes, someone has said it's 54. So lower than cane sugar. Right. Then gun the maple syrup of glycemic index of Ketul treacle. Ketul paniola ganda. Someone has said it's 50. No, I think it should be more or less than 50. How much? Is it around 50 or less than 50? As I remember, it's in the range of 35 to 40. Am I right? Yes, 35 to 50. Right? That's the correct figure. Right? So then if you want, you can bring it down to 35. So then, what is the USP of Ketul treacle? What is the USP of glycemic index is very low. So that is a USP. Have you ever seen people, using this index to promote Ketul treacle in the market? Have you ever seen? I haven't seen. Right? So keep that in your mind. So yes, no. I haven't seen. No one has seen, right? Because we don't know, because everyone knows, this is something unique, but you have to justify, you have to say exactly why it is unique. This is the uniqueness, right? So then you can easily get it tested, right? You can give it, take your sample and give it to one of the, testing institutions in Sri Lanka and get it tested. And then you can get the report. Then you can easily claim that, right? This glycemic index is so much. So that is why it is good for, diabetic people. So without any fear, you can use it as a sweetener, or you can eat this one, or use it as a sweetener. Clear? Right. So therefore, there are so many. I take only few examples. Likewise, I have so many. I have helped products, number of unique products, right? And most of them are already there in the export market, right? Okay. Let me take one more example. Is another customer of me. He was into Koya product, Koya industry or Koya sector. Again, he's another person who who used to send 3-4 containers a month, raw coir, to various countries. Then again, he had a problem later, same problem, right? Then he realized there's a big competition in the market and he may not be able to survive in the future. Then he has to come up with something. This, after my consultation, this is another, right? He named this one as a cocoa cozy nest. This is a mattress, special mattress made for pets, right? Special mattress made for pets. Again, his market was USA. Right. Now let just Google and tell me, okay, number of people own pets, right? Number of people owning pets in USA. Sorry. Let me know. How many are there in USA with pets? The 68%, right? 68 million. Right? Huge market. See the market size. This is called market size. Right? So this is the scope or the size of the market. Right? And again, yeah, with the total dog population in USA, it's 85 to 90 million. Right? Now let's see why this product is unique. It's another niche product. Right? These are the USPs of this product. Naturally comfortable. Right? The coconut fiber pet bedding offers exceptional comfort for pets due to its soft and supportive texture. So that is one. The other one is environmentally responsible. Right? Or you can even call it sustainable, but for that, I mean, we discuss this point later on, the sustainability. But you can say environmentally responsible because it's, I mean, the main sort of the is natural coir. Right? It's eco-friendly product and superior absorption and pets like but this absorbs moisture and the control odors. The other one is allergen-free and safe and durable and long-lasting and natural insulation. So coconut fiber offers natural insulation, keeping pets warm in colder seasons. So another very good USP, and cool during warmer months. Right now, that is why if you think out of the box, now understand the things that you all can do. Right now, what I always say is, right, we are a blessed country. Right? There are so many products which you can, do or produce with some unique features. Now, see, now this car, now no one, because everyone, that's the thing. Because what we are used to basically, find something and, put it to a packaging or a pack and then start finding buyers. So this has been the, normal practice in our country when it comes to exports, or not even to the exports, even for, I mean, even if you are trying to put some products into the local markets. So this has been the practice. But what I would always suggest is, right now, if someone is already into a bulk market like this, sending raw cocoa or vanilla or whatever, I'm not going to say stop it immediately. No. So while you are doing that one, always keep that in your mind. One day you will face a lot of challenges when you are into bulk market. So while you are doing that one, make sure that you create some more unique products targeting some other markets. So therefore, even if you face some challenges with your original product, so you have already created some more products. Even that one fully fails in the market, so then you have some more markets to be catered. Right? In example, original product එක සම්පූර්ණයෙන් fail වුණත් මේ වගේ අපි create කරලා තිබ්බොත් niche products for the niche markets, right? You will be successful and you will be safe and you will survive in this market. Right? Right. So this is one. Right. Okay. Let me show and these are market segments. Then අපි අද කතා කරන්නේ about the market segmentation is a different area. Right, but these are the market segments that he had selected: eco-conscious pet owners with allergic pets, and pet owners seeking premium quality. Right. Again, in that 85 million. Right, even if you target 1%, of course, that is 850,000 specific markets to cater. Okay, right. Right. So then some might think only for those items, food items or products like products, vanilla, and so on and so forth. No. Right, you can introduce USPs to any product and make it unique. Right? That's why I said that there are so many examples. Right? Now, in fact, of course, now I have trained the senior staff of 7 Sri Lankan banks, including Bank of Ceylon and the People's Bank. So there are 4 officers, including branch managers, some AGMs, and so on and so forth. The banks also the same. Right? So therefore, they normally direct customers to me. Right? So this is one of the customers. They directed to me. He's from Kurunegala. There's an area called Kobegani, right? What he artworks onto pieces of wood. Right? It's wood carving. Right? So that is his business. So what he did was normally how he sells these products. He lists these products on various online platforms. Then I asked, okay, whether your products are moving. He said, yes, it's moving, but not up to the expected level. Somehow I can manage with that income, right? But my, that is about 20 or 30% of my expectations. But I know that I can earn much more than what I'm earning right now. So therefore, I want to explore new markets. So what I said was, yes, you can explore new markets. At the same time, see whether you can earn more using the same platforms, right? What you need to do is you have to introduce some USPs for your products, right? This is just one idea that I gave him, right? That you take this picture, the first one with this, it's another wooden carved artwork. It's a lady, right? Okay. Then api gamu menna me example. Let's say now you get to know that there's a art exhibition happening at art gallery in Colombo. Now you want to visit this, right? So then you go there, right? So when you enter the art gallery, right, you see a separate section, right, or separate area where you see hundreds of portraits of, various unknown people. හරි ලොකු ඒරියා එකක් තියෙනවා මේ portraits කියන ලස්සන කට්ටියගේ right paintings කරපු ඉලලා. And now suppose among them there this Mona Lisa's painting is also there among this 100 or 150. Now if that Mona Lisa's painting is there, don't you think that you can easily Mona Lisaගේ පින්තූරේ දැන් අනිත් ඒවා අපි දන්නේ නැහැනේ. Those are unknown people. They are unknown people, right? But if the Mona Lisa's painting is there, don't you think that you can easily spot it? ඔකට හිතන්නේ නැද්ද Mona Lisaගේ පින්තූරේ තිබ්බොත් එතන ඔයාට ටක් ගාලා මේක හොයන්න පුළුවන් කියලා? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Right. My question is, okay, why you all can easily spot it or identify? Again, now either then right, one is yes famous, right? It's a famous now either, right? Okay, either you have again you should have seen
it,
right?
It has a story. Very
exactly
famous.
Exactly, nothing else, right? Either then if you know her very well, either you have seen her before, or else she must be a queen of a famous king, right? එහෙම නැත්නම් right your relative ඒ කවුරුත් නෙමෙයිනේ, right? ඒ කවුරුත් නෙමෙයි, but still you know her, you can easily identify her. ඒතර මොකක්ද reason එක? Nothing else, because of the story. Right, the story created by or built around this particular art painting. What's the story? What's the story again? Right, if you keep looking at this painting, right, about 1 or 2 minutes, then you will see different types of emotions of this. And කවුද මේක කියන්නේ? Who says? Who says this? Painter. Who's the painter? Leonardo da Vinci. He says, if you keep looking at this painting, right, you will see different types of emotions of this painting of this lady. And at the same time, if you move to the right, you will see her eyes will also move to the right. And if you move to the left, her eyes will also move to the left. එහෙම කියනවද නැද්ද? Huh? Am I right or wrong? Oh, I'm telling lies. Huh? Yes, that's true. That's the story built around this painting. Now, actually, is it happening? Huh? It's happening. Why? Because you go and see this painting with preoccupied mind. When you go and see something with a preoccupied mind, then you know, all right, this will happen. Right? If you keep looking at, you will see some emotions. And if you move to right, her eyes will also move to the right. then හිතේ තියනවා නම් මේක it will happen. So that is the rationale or logic behind this, nothing else. It's not happening actually, but since you go with the preoccupied mind, it happens. So that's the reality. So what I said was, okay, for this guy, so you find a nice picture of a woman like this and say, right, and carve it onto a piece of wood and say, this is Ravana's wife. Right? Now I come up with a picture and show it to you all and say, this is Ravana's wife. You know who the Ravana is, right? So can you all deny it? Can you say, no, this is not Ravana's wife? Can you say no? If I come up with a picture and show it to you all and say, this is Ravana's wife. Can you all say no? Can't. Because you haven't seen before. Right? You haven't seen her before. Right? Anyhow, you all can say anything on that. Right? So this is the story he created around this. Right? And the USP is what, that is what I have highlighted. According to ancient belief, the dawning your space with Mandodari is the Ravana's wife's name is Mandodari. Mandodari's likeness invites positive energy and blessings into your life. It is said that homes graced by her presence flourish with love, peace, and abundance. So, that make I think when I right, some people ask whether, I think you might also have the same this thing in your mind, whether it's ethical or whether it's true, right? If someone says this is not ethical and that's not the market that he's going to get. Again, you don't fall into that market. There are so many people who believe in miracles. That you take the same market, USA, and Google and see number of people believe in miracles. You can Google kala balan kidane kinno de. Right? Again, millions, maybe 100 million. And that's the market. Right? So therefore, right, and this doesn't say that this definitely happens. It says, according to ancient belief, if you want, you can believe, or you can just ignore. But there are people who believe in these things. Right? So that's the market. That is your market. Right? So therefore, so this can be done for any other things like, you know, the ornamental fish, for ornamental plants. Right? So create stories. Create stories. Do your own research. Create stories, and people love to. Then can't we create a story like this with a research and all, and target tourists coming to Sri Lanka? Right? There are so many things that we can sell to tourists because they are coming to, you know, bring something unique and, you know, say something to their friends. Say, you know, I brought this from Sri Lanka. I bought it from Sri Lanka, and this is the story behind this. And, you know, they love to tell. Then මොකද වෙන්නේ? They come and buy some elephants and all. And යට බැලුවා මොකද තියෙන්නේ? Made in China. Right? Are they coming here to Sri Lanka to buy elephants made in China? Right? So therefore, there are a lot of untapped markets in Sri Lanka. Only thing is you have to think out of the box. The export can not only you know, send some goods you know, to another country and bring money. No, you can even target tourists. Finally, what you get is dollars. No? Right? So there are so many projects that I handle targeting tourists in Sri Lanka. So I have not put them over here. These are some of my projects, right? Okay, is that clear? Right. Now, okay. Now this is how you create. Okay. So this is how you should create niche markets and introduce USPs to various products, right? So that is what I said. Now, these are very, we are a blessed country. There are so many, products that we can do, right? Niche products and easily create markets locally as well as internationally. And make sure now when you come up with a product idea, don't focus on the local market, right? So you may be able to, sell it in the local market, but always focus the international market. Do your research, right? Select some countries and develop according to their requirements, and then you can launch it in Sri Lanka, right? But finally, your goal should be to enter the international markets. That's what we want right now as a country, right? So therefore, make sure when you think now, then මෙතන හිටිය අර participant කෙනෙක් කිව්වා මොනවද මේ hydrated dehydrated I can't remember some said yes, even that, right? You can make it unique and target international markets. Now let's talk about the value addition. Then we'll take the same example, that video, right? Did you see any value addition in that video? Value addition එකක් දැක්කද video එකේ? Yes or no? Add value to that product because it goes on one product, right? He used to sell that product also, but later he made it unique, right? And started selling. Then while he was selling, he understood or he realized, right, now I was focusing on one market, but in that market, there are so many other market segments having various interests or various requirements. Am I right? I hope you saw that, like, some people came and asked, okay, can I have, yes, after customer feedback and the complaints, he created customized questions. Very good. Yes, cashews. Some came and asked, okay, whether can I have it without cashews, with cashews, with nut, with the toppings, various requirements. So you have a base product. Base product is a question. Right now, in order to cater, then if you just sell the generic what you call it, gluten-free croissant, right? You will be able to cater to only again limited number of people, right? But after seeing or after gathering feedback of various requirements in the same market, so therefore we have to add various values to my existing product, my base product, and cater to various other markets and expand my markets. That's what he did. Understood. Therefore, main purpose of doing value addition is to attract more customers or capture more, right? Moreover, he introduced easier, right? This mobile app, or in other words, it's a home delivery. Is it a value addition? Is it a value addition? Is it a value addition? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, of course. It's a value addition. Right? Value addition is not only, changing ingredients or adding new ingredients or what do you call it? You can even change the shape of, no. Those are also value additions. But these are also value additions. Right? So what are the other ways of, in addition to, changing ingredients or changing the shape or changing the colors or by giving, offering various other services like home delivery? What are the other ways of doing value addition to your product? Right? This is one way. There may be a project. Right? These all these right? Packaging all were designed by my team. Right? This is for moringa tea. Right? Now, if you take this one, is all three are moringa infused with cinnamon, then the lemongrass, and third one is ginger. Right? Now, this is another fantastic example for value addition. That is you add some ingredients and introduce a value to the product. That is one way of doing value addition. Right. Let's take this. Right. Now, if you take these four, right, the product is the same. What's the product? Ceylon herbal moringa tea infused with cinnamon. But if you look at the design, packaging designs, four different designs. Right? Why we design four based on channels? Now, for an example, one channel is right pharmacies. Right? So we design this white one for pharmacies. Okay. And if you go and sell the same product at one goal face with this packaging, this right product may not move. Right. So then you have to make it, because the crowd that we are targeting over there is completely different. Right. So inside is the same, whereas you change the packaging design to cater to different market segments. Now, normally, if you sell this white one at 500 rupees at pharmacies, right, the other one, the right opposite one, can be sold at one goal face, maybe 1,500. Right, 3 times more than the other one, but what is inside is the same. Right, only thing is you have given a premium look to the other one, which is which we sell at one goal face, but what is inside is the same. And what is this? Is it a value addition? Is it a value addition? Value addition through packaging. Right? There are methods to add value to your product. Finally, the main purpose of adding value to product is to attract more customers to your product or create more markets to your product purpose. Right. Then next one is product diversification. right? So it could be horizontal diversification and vertical diversification. Again, the main purpose again for the product diversification is to attract more customers to your organization or to your products, and at the same time increase the customer base. Sorry. Right. So product diversification is, now if you take horizontal diversification is like, now if you take these 5 products, base product is the same, coconut. But using coconut, you create different other products: coconut cream, coconut oil, coconut milk, coconut water, and shampoo. So that is called horizontal diversification. And the other one is a vertical. That means you cater or you get involved in entire value chain of this product. That means you not only produce that product, right? But you all look at byproducts, right? And also you get involved in transporting, plantation. So that is called horizontal vertical diversification. So then again, the purpose is, right, cater to different customers, attract more customers to your product or other products under diversification, right, and increase your revenue, right? So that is what is called diversification. So therefore, when you do a product, make sure, right, these are 4 important terms that you product development. Number 1 is create a niche market, then introduce USPs, USP or USPs. Then definitely you have to have value addition options, right? Because each and every product has a life cycle. We don't know when it reaches the maturity stage. When it reaches the maturity stage, it may be in 1 month or 2 months, or maybe in years, or maybe in decades. We don't know. No sooner it reaches, no sooner you feel that like it has already reached the maturity stage. So then you have to do value addition diversifications for you to survive in this market or retain in this market, right? Otherwise, you may not be able to retain in the market or survive in the market, right? Okay. So the other important thing is, so we have 20 more minutes, right? Right. So we'll try to at least finish the other topic, 2 topics. That's the product development and the competitor analysis, right? So, okay. So, what's the if I ask you the most frequently used buzzword in the world these days, in the world, what is that? What is the most frequently used buzzword in the world these days? මොකද buzzword එක කියන්නේ නිතරම පාවිච්චි කරන වචනේ මොකද්ද මේ දවස්වල ලෝකේ? ලංකාවේ නම් එච්චර හෙන්නේ නැහැ, but if you go to other countries, you will hear this word very frequently. මොකද්ද මේ word එක? Can you all guess? So can anyone guess? AI, digital transformation and sustainability. Yes. ඔය ටික තමයි අපට ඇහෙන්නේ. Mainly AI and sustainability. Right? Mainly sustainability in if you go to Europe countries, right? Europe, of course, sustainability is the buzzword these days. because of this climate change and all these things, they are really concerned about their environment, right? Because they face a lot of challenges, and now they have. I hope that you all know, right? So they have recently passed resolution in the European Union to make Europe carbon neutral by 2050. 2050 වෙනකොට carbon neutral වෙන්න තමයි ඒකටගේ plan එක සහ ඒක it's a policy. Because of that, now they have introduced various standards for their imports. In other words, now our exporters are will definitely face a lot of problems in future, because now they are going to introduce a lot of new standards, environmental standards, right, for their imports. Right. So therefore, now these days, I'm getting involved in that project. So now we are in the process of introducing or creating eco-labeling framework for Sri Lanka. I'm one of the consultants to that project, so which is funded by European Union and implemented by Expertise France and Grant Thornton. Right now, these days we are doing that because European Union knows, like, you know, if we don't help Sri Lanka in this regard, of course, then they have to restrict many imported items coming from Sri Lanka. Right. Now we are in the process of developing that one. Right. So now why I took this topic, because you know what the sustainability is, right? So I'm not going to explain this one in detail, right? It has 3 elements. So this concept has been built in 3 pillars, that is economic, social, and environmental. Right? Social sustainability, environmental sustainability, and economic sustainability. And I must say, now this is not something new to Sri Lanka, right? Because we have been practicing. Now this came into existence, or this was introduced to the world as a sort of something new or something unique. Habai, keep that in your mind. We have been practicing this sustainability for last, I think, 3,000, 4,000 years. Right? So our sustainability model is, right, Vavai, Dagamai, Gamai, Pansala. That is our sustainability model. So that is why we are called we are a very resilient nation. So that is why we were able to, you know, stand, very firmly even before many crises, right? Especially COVID. If it is some other nation, definitely most of the people will die. But we don't understand. But we have this flat platform already in our country. That is why we are ප්‍රශ්නකදී ටග්ගාලා අපිට ගොඩ එන්න පුළුවන්. මේ බේස් එක තියෙනවා අපිට තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. I recently did a TV program. I introduced this concept, how, you know, how we have been practicing this one, and to take each and every element or a pillar and කොහොමද මේක මේවා වෙන්නේ කියලා. ඒ නිසා අත්‍තරම if you really look at the new concepts introduced by the other countries, ගොඩක් ඒවා අරන් තියෙන්නේ අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. Right? So that's the reality. Right? So here what I'm trying to say is that now, UN has set already 17 sustainable goals. මේ හැම goal එකක්ම කියන්නේ ප්‍රශ්නයක්. Zero hunger. Hunger is ප්‍රශ්නයක්. Good health. And all those things are what? Issues. Global issues. Because of this global warming and all. Now, what I'm trying to say is, if you can develop a product targeting one of these issues, that means there's a market. Huge market. Right? Now, because of this war, now, mark my word, if it lasts for another 6-7 months or a year, next problem will be, main problem will be, drinking water problem. Right? Now they have already started attacking, water, what you call refining plants in various countries. Right now, you know how they get the drinking water, especially the Gulf countries. Now, if they start attacking those plants, of course, then they will have a huge drinking water problem, right? But now we can be the main country which supply drinking water without any problem because of our irrigation system, right? So it's a different topic altogether. What I'm trying to say is that if you can come up with something, some product targeting these problems, so you will have a market, right? So then for you to say that you have a sustainable products, so make sure that you meet these standards of criteria. Then all you can say it's a sustainable product. Now remember, if it is sustainable, if you can say or if you can claim that your product is sustainable, it automatically becomes a niche product. Because in Europe, you can, after this session, you can Google and see how many people in Europe look for, right, sustainable products. Most of them, even 70% now people, at least if it is not a sustainable product, at least they go and check whether the packaging is sustainable. Because they face various issues related to this, right? So therefore, number one is, right, if you can say that, like, the classic example is Jasmine, right? Now, Jasmine is already into this, right? Now she produces various types of sustainable products, right? So therefore, for you to claim that you have a sustainable product, you have to say, right, so impact to the environment is very less. And then you use clean and the resources you use as renewable resources. Now, for an example, if you use graphite, then you can't say it's sustainable because we know that graphite is not renewable source. Once you mine, that's gone, right? So you can't, what do you call it, or it doesn't grow anything, right? So therefore, and energy, make sure that you use force it and make sure that it will not be harmful to the environment. If you align with these things, then you can say it's a sustainable. Align with these things and then get a certification from a certification body, then you can claim you're creating a niche market, right? Right. So I'll skip this one. This is actually, since we don't have time, right? Now we are moving to a very another important section. So that is the competitor analysis. Okay. Right. Okay. Now we have Jasmine. Can I have another 10 more minutes more? If all are okay with it?
Yes, possible.
Right. Okay. And I just want to get your feedback. Okay. Any questions so far with regard to product development before we move on to competitor analysis? Because we are going to do a small activity with this. Any question? Competitor analysis. Right. Now, according to this presentation, what we did was earlier, like, we started with product development. Then we are moving on to the competitor analysis. But if you want, you can first do the competitor analysis and then get some ideas and do the product. Both ways possible, right? But what I would suggest is, okay, first you come up with your own idea, product idea, and then do the competitor analysis. Then you will see, okay, I may not be able to sell these products as it is, right? So then I have to do some modification, do a value addition, maybe you have to add some ingredients, Sometimes you might have to change the shape or whatever. So that you can get it from this competitor analysis. And the other important thing is the feedback, right, of the customers, right? So now when you do the competitor analysis, you can look at that aspect as well. Now, for an example, so I consulted one company some time back. He was into this Kitul business, right? He started with Kitul Trickle, Kitul, what do you call it, Jaggery and all those things. And somehow he was able to capture some markets. And then later, right, he one of their B2B customers suggested, okay, why can't you come up with a spread like Nutella, right? So that's, it's very popular in the market. It's a spread, right? Then he has asked whether you can come up with a Kitul spread. So somehow he had to basically get some new plants and all, but somehow he took that challenge and did it. Now that is the fastest moving product in his product portfolio. He has so many Kitul related products. Out of those products, now fastest moving one is the Kitul spread. So that is why this competitor analysis and the customer feedback is very, very important. So then only you can further develop your product. So therefore, you can come up with a product idea and do the competitor analysis. And based on the feedback or the findings of this analysis, you can further develop your product and make it more competitive in the market. Okay. Right. Okay. Now, let me know, I mean, by doing this analysis, competitor analysis, what do you normally find out?
The product changes requirement and the market.
Yes. Yeah, I think number one is product changes required. Right? Changes required to your product. I think that's the main advantage of doing the competitor analysis. Right? For you to remain competitive or stay competitive in the market, then okay, you have to make these changes to your product. It could be a value addition, it could be a diversification, or it could be adding or introducing a value addition, USP, creating a niche market, could be anything. But those things you can gather, right, after carrying out a better or proper competitor analysis, right? So normally, what you normally find in a competitor analysis is these things, right? So what it covers that mainly product fit, market formulation, claims, packaging, and prices, and various channels through which you can push your product, compliance requirements, right? Different expectations of the buyers, right? Reviews and so on and so forth, right? Okay. Now, how do we do this analysis? That's the other important thing. Based on what? Because now what you're trying to do is to get competitive advantage over the others by doing some changes, right? What you need to mainly identify. Now you're going to sometime this competitor analysis for a product or maybe a customer. I mean, your competitor as an organization, right? What now for an example, right? Again, for you to be competitive or stay competitive, you have to do something better than your competitor. එහෙමනම් competitor එක මොනවද අපි අඳුර ගන්න? To lead or to stay in front of him. Can you understand what I'm saying? Again, now main purpose of doing the competitor analysis is to identify some, areas and come up with a better product than your competitor's product. And what do we need to understand? Yes. Now someone has said SWOT analysis. Yeah, product offerings, features, quality, and USPs. The best thing is a SWOT. We have to do a SWOT analysis. So let me tell you a small story. Then you will clearly understand what this is. Right? So now I'm not going to teach you SWOT because I know that all of you know what the SWOT is, right? But I'm going to show you the practical aspect of the SWOT so that you can apply it to the competition analysis. Right? Then we all know about the know this story. I'm sure that you have already heard of this story when you were very small. I'm sure that you have heard of this story. Right? Toppi velendai kauda me monkey and capsule. Right? Now, what the story? Story is, once upon a time, there was a capsuler, right? He used to travel from, village to village and sell caps. So that was his profession. So one day he had to go through a thick forest. While he was traveling, he felt tired, sat under a tree, right? And after a while, he fell asleep. Then when he got up, he was surprised to see this bucket of caps was empty. And he was so scared, he couldn't figure out what has happened. So he looked here and there, he couldn't find anything. He was so scared. Then finally he looked up. Then he saw monkeys wearing caps. Right? So then he sort of tried out various techniques to get the caps back, but he couldn't. But later, he realized that monkeys are imitating. Right? Then what he did was, he took his cap. He was also wearing a cap. He took his cap and threw it on the ground. Then what happened was, since monkeys are imitating, so they also did the same thing. They threw all their caps onto the ground. Then immediately, this guy, capsuler, collected all his caps and, walk away. That's the story. Now I'm asking, okay, in this particular instance, in this story, don't you think that this capsuler has done a SWOT analysis? In my opinion, he has done, right? But SWOT is strengths, opportunities, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Right? Strengths and weaknesses are internal, whereas opportunities and threats are external. Right. Now, if you take capsuler, what was his strength? Can someone say? Capsuler ge මොකද්ද strength එක තිබ්බේ? Thinking ability. Yes, very good. That is a thinking ability, or rational thinking. Whereas monkeys cannot. Imitate කරන්නේ ඒකයි. That's the only thing that they can do. Whereas he has the rational thinking ability. So what he did was, right, okay, that is his strength. So if you take monkeys, what were their strengths? Monkeys lage මොනවද strengths? Yes, quickly. Yeah, now that is their one of their weaknesses. Imitating, yes. Follow is also no. Their strength is they can jump from tree to another very quickly and climb trees quickly, whereas we cannot. So it's their strength, and from Capsule's point of view, right? It's a weakness, right? And on the other hand, right? Monkeys, if you take the weaknesses of monkeys, they are imitating. That is one of their weaknesses. Now, what he did was, right? Now there was a threat also. What was a threat? If they ran away with the caps quickly, right? That can happen, right? If you start, spelling, building what do you call it, stones or whatever, so then they may run away. So therefore, he was very scared. He was very patient, right? Because there was a threat. Now, what he did was he identified the threat. He didn't do that one. Therefore, what he did was he capitalized on his strengths. He identified their what weaknesses and capitalized on his strengths and made it an opportunity, right? එයාගේ weakness එක opportunity එකක් කරගත්තා using his strengths. That is why he was able to take the capbacks. තේරුණාද මං කියන එක? දැන් මං කියප එක හරිද වැරදිද? එතන කරලා තියෙන SWOT analysis එක. හරි. Capsule identified his strengths first. That is the thinking ability. Then identified එයාගේ competitors' weakness, right? And capitalize and also identify the threats, right? So then he minimized the threats. Then capitalize on his strengths and made his weakness an opportunity and took the capbacks. That's what happened. Right? Can't we use the same thing for this competitor analysis? පුළුවන් ද බැරිද? And ඉස්සල්ලාම what we need to look at, I mean, in this competitor analysis, what you should do first. So identify the speak up. Yeah, research the market research කළා මොකක්ද හොයාගන්න ඕනේ? To make your product unique and very competitive in the market. Initially, what you need to look at is through this competitor analysis, what? Identify your competitors, what? Weaknesses. ඒක තමයි කරන්න ඕනේ. That's what you need to do. Correct? So this is the practical way of using the SWOT in your day-to-day activities. Then මේක කරන්න හදන්නේ, you have to identify the competitors' weaknesses. කරලා ඒ weaknesses වලට මේවා වෙන විදිහට අපි හදනවා මේ product එක much better. Then you know that because of these weaknesses they won't be able to do this. So what we highlight is, right, so they can't do this, they have this problem, but in our products we have already addressed that. Similar products and who else addressing target market and identify SWOT. Right. Now what we have to do is, now we are going to apply the same thing for this as well. Now remember, some of these, and that's what I said. Now I have introduced a unique model to the market. I'm saying without any fear why it's unique. I know it's that you won't find that framework anywhere else in the world as well. However, some of these concepts I have developed by me. Right? Because of my experience and working with various international organizations, only I was able to introduce this model. because I have used this example than what I just told to do competitor analysis of various products of my clients. Right. Then අපි කරන්න හදන්නේ, now with this AI, different task of, or in other words, export as a whole has become a way easier than ever before. හරිද? එතකොට දැන් මේ කම්පියුටර් දැන් ඔය අපි කියන විදිහට දැන් මේ කම්පියුටර් ඇනලිසිස් එක කරනවා නම් what you have to do is it's a very lengthy process. And you have to first identify the competitors, and then you have to visit their websites and all other, various sources, gather these weaknesses, and make a henna process එක. මාස ගානක process එක. But now you can do it in one click, entire thing. Now I'm going to show how to do that one using AI. Another thing is, now when you use AI, now you can do it as an activity, right? Now I think it's a part of this program. Karla, you can later submit that your computer analysis to Jasmine, right? Because she wanted me to incorporate one of the activities like this into this program. So now we are going to do that one. So I'm going to show how to do that one. So later on you can do it and submit that report to this organization or Jasmine, right? Now competitor then I know that all of you are familiar with at least one of the Gen AI tools like ChatGPT, right? And you all are already using. But the important thing is, how you use it, whether you are giving the right prompt to do that. Then ගොඩක් කට්ටිය දැන් අපුවාම මගේ programs වල now I have completely දැන් අර model එක I have completely transformed that into AI. කොහොම මම කරන්නේ AI වලින්. හරි. හැබැයි for that program, right, you won't believe there are people coming from Unilever, Haley's, like ඔක්කොම ලංකාවේ blue chip companies ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා මේ programs වලට. එතකොට they have already identified their gaps. Now there are certain activities have become much more easier than ever before because of this program and the various tools that I'm using, right? So now I'm going to show another prompt how to do this computer analysis, right? So therefore now this AI applies basically or it works on the principle of garbage in, garbage out, right? If your inputs are proper or right, so then you will get the expected output. But if you don't know what the input that you need to give to the system, right? So then you can't expect the what you call the right output. So therefore, that is why the prompting is very, very important. So I'm going to give you prompt, right, to do this analysis, right? What you have to do is, I'll first show you the framework, right? This is the framework, right? When you give a prompt, so it has 4 elements, right? Right now, she has posted, send the completed activity answers to give an email, right? Okay. And then you will get a certificate after that, right? So what you can do is, now when you give a prompt, make sure that it has these 4 elements: subject, task, then give instructions and the context. These 4 elements are very, very important, right? And now I'm going to show you the prompt, right? So I think you may not be able to get it from the slide. So what I'll do is I'll just copy it and put it on the chat so that you can copy it, right? Okay, so this is how you should do that. So this is the prompt, right? So what you can do is, so now make sure, right? So you give proper information to the system, then only it will give you the proper answer, right? Always you have to say, you have to act as a this person. Now, in this case, of course, you have to say you are a competitive intelligence analyst for international trade. And analyze, now this is only to analyze one competitor. Now I know now you all are engineers. Then මේ වගේ prompt එකක් දැම්මම you know how to modify it as you, right? So therefore take this one as a template, and later you can change it accordingly as you want, as your requirement. Right? So analyze one competitor. So then within brackets තියෙනවා, so you have to fill country. So then first you have to select a country. Let's say අපි කියමු ටී එකක් කියලා. Let's say Dilma. Now you are a Dilma, right? And you're going to analyze one of your competitors, that is, let's say Lipton, right? Those country is USA, right? And for product, now here what we have to say is, clearly you have to say this is, right, this product. You know now how AI works, right? Right? You can't just say tea. You have to clearly say this is the herbal tea that includes these ingredients, and it helps you. It's a herbal tea, right? Then you have to say, sleep bliss herbal tea, right? It addresses sleeping problems of people. So that's how you should give it, right? And using only public sources, use my website to understand my offer, right? If you don't have a URL or website, what you can do is, you can say, right, I have attached, you can say, use the attached description, right? You can type what you want or about your product, right, in detail, and attach it to, if you are using ChatGPT, and give this prompt. Or if you have URL already, website URL, right? And then the competitor is, then give a competitor's name, let's say Lipton, and competitors have a website, give a website, and public pages it links to, and summarize competitors' positioning, key products, stated claims, and the price range in table A, then make it in the table. And the pros and cons, then mean on advantage and disadvantage, or otherwise their strengths and weaknesses, in other words. And classify cons, right? Again, prashna into products, services, operations in table C. And provide at least 10 cons in total across these domains, and from the weaknesses map. Then and may improvements karanda based improvements karanda base weaknesses mata. So it could be changes to your product, packaging, certification, labeling, documentation, logistics, ඊට පස්සේ convert improvements into strategies. දැන් මේ prompt එක දීලා මේ ටික දුන්නාම you will see, right, get a very comprehensive report in tables. You can easily identify ඕකමාට strength තව මේ දැන් අපි if you want to, right, if you don't have any product idea, නැත්නම් product එක ගැන කියලා, so you can give say that this is only for one competitor, but you can say, right, I have no idea about the competitors, so you, based on this product, identify the competitors in this market and do this task. Now what I am going to do is this clear? Right? Then what product, then at least product and නැත්නම් product idea ගන්න. අරගෙන මේ analysis එක කරන්න. කරලා submit කරන්න. Right? And also you can yes. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this one and put it on the chat. So you all can easily copy it and use the same prompt for this analysis. And if you want, you can modify as you want and get some more. If you want to get some more information, so it's a matter of just modifying this prompt. But this is the right prompt. I mean the format or template of that prompt. Right. Okay. Now let me with this. Sorry. Right. Now I'm going to, send that one. Only problem is it has exceeded number of text allowed for this chat. What I can do is I'll send this to yeah. Can you put it as attachment? All right. Okay. Yes. Right. Yeah. Okay. Right. So give me a second. Right. Okay. I send it as a document. All right. So hope you all got it. Right. So, okay, I think with the given time frame, of course, so that's all what we can do, right? I think that is, hope it's more than enough for you all to, start when it comes to product development and all. Of course, I'm sure that this information will definitely be helpful for you to do that and come up with some new product ideas and all. But anyway, I would like to get your feedback, right, and know about the program, whether it was useful or whether it's not useful, or whether there are any improvements to be made, and so on and so forth. So I would like to hear from you all. If you could say something about it, that will be really great.
Actually, it's a great pleasure to be here, and also I would like to thank you for your expertise sharing with us. And the time is, I think, very limited. And next time, I request Jasmine to arrange a physical, because there's a crisis there, and some kind of one day it's a half a day with you as a resource person. Thank you very much for the sessions that you are done. Thanks.
Right. Thank you very much for your kind words. Any more? Right.
Sorry, and also forgot to say another thing, that's improvement of another area. So if we can do another session, how to use these digital tools and AI and other things too. This kind of thing, I think it is better in physical or something in future. Thanks.
Right. Okay, we'll see.
I must thank you, Upul, for being here and sharing his expertise and also insights with everyone who are very, at the beginner level for entrepreneurial career, maybe with just with ideas. So we really appreciate your time because you are serving your valuable time for as a consultant for people with already established their businesses, right? And having the startups with the minimal viable products ready to export. But you have taken your valuable time for the early stage, idea stage entrepreneurs. So I must thank you. This is wordless appreciations we can say for your kind contributions. And this is not just a one-day workshop, one day session. So we have a continuous support with Upul for this 10-month program. We have upcoming lot of other initiatives like National Startup Challenge to get everyone on board for this massive contribution for the country's economic empowerment. And also, we have boot camps, we have other workshops, hands-on experience, and also mentoring sessions, also product development and techno exhibition to exhibit your products. And also we have global level events, which is ready for you to pitch and get the opportunities to scale your startups and entrepreneurial venture to the international level. So we have a small token of appreciation for you. So because we are not meeting physically, I will post this. I will send the courier to receive to your doorstep. So, and also I must thank to the online audience participants here today with the Zoom platform as well as the YouTube Live, or as well as in the LinkedIn event we have created for this masterclass series. So there are also a lot of other people who are following our content after the recording live is over. So they can have the continuous access to the knowledge base. And if there's any concerns, any questions, you can come back to us in our email and also connect with Upul Dassanayake. I have shared his LinkedIn profile. You can officially connect with him through the LinkedIn. And there's a lot of knowledge pool and also a lot of opportunities, unlimited potential for you to grow as a startup founder and entrepreneur. We will be there as institution of Engineering Sri Lanka and the Entrepreneurship Forum to support you. And I must share, there's a global event coming up. It's hosted in Beijing, China. It's about high cool startup global startup competition. So you can apply to that if you have a minimal viable product or a prototype. So if you need some support, connect with us and I will share those details. By tomorrow, we have a repeat session for the business model canvas, which is conducted from my end. So because of last session, there was some technical issues we have to overcome when we are engineers. We have a lot of problems and some uncontrolled environment sometimes. So we apologize for that inconvenience situations we have faced last masterclass. So I will do the repeat session tomorrow at 2 p.m. 2 to 4:30 p.m. It's a business model canvas. So I think it's now a good opportunity for you to rethink about your business idea, whatever already in your mind. Do not fall in love with your idea. As Upul explained, always try the potential and what is market really need. So focus on that, and you can redevelop your kind of products and also business idea and make the business model canvas ready for the next. And also next Saturday, we have Senela Jayasuriya as a masterclass trainer for startup ready pitching. So that is very important. You will get these chances from this expertise and resource persons. It's very rare opportunity for you. So get the maximum benefit of this. And if you somehow miss the content or online session, so you can go to the Engineer to Entrepreneur YouTube channel and watch the recordings. So I thank you everyone for being here. And if there are any questions, send us the email. So we will definitely feedback and come back to you. So Upul, your last message, and you can share whatever the last message and the empowerment for our upcoming entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, Jasmine, once again for organizing this event. It's a very good initiative for especially engineers, right? So that's, I mean, the need of the hour, right? Because we need more and more entrepreneurs and exporters to take this country to the next level. So as Jasmine correctly said, of course, you may have had some product ideas earlier, but after this session, I'm sure that you will rethink. You can further sort of develop your product idea and come up with a niche products or a unique product. That is the whole idea of organizing this event. And finally, what I want to, this will be really successful when I see one day one of you, right? Not one of you, all of you, right? Becoming entrepreneurs and becoming exporters and bringing much needed dollars into the country. So if I see that in future, then I'll be happy and I can say without any bias, this has been successful. So we all look forward to seeing that one day.
Thank you. I wish everyone, if we can take a group photo, if you can open your video, if you are ready with that setup, so we can take a group photo before we end and wrap up this session. Can you open your video if possible?
So we cannot open video.
Maybe some restrictions, right? Doesn't matter. So tomorrow we will get the photograph with our all the audience. Yeah, maybe with the technical issues, sometimes it's distracting with the others. So anyway,
so you're on mute. You're on mute.
Sorry.
Jasmine, you're on mute.
Yes. Okay. So we will have the repeat sessions tomorrow at 2 p.m. For the business model canvas. I hope you can digest the knowledge that you have gained today with this masterclass, go-to-market strategy. So before everything, you have to know your USPs, value propositions, and also moreover, your competitor analysis as well. So you know what is your market environment. So with that in thought, you can definitely make your strong business model canvas tomorrow. So I hope this will be more helpful. We are contributing our valuable time for you because we want you to empower and go to the next level and support our economy, our country's development. As Sri Lankans, we have a very good opportunity due to these crisis situations. So don't ever think about this is a disaster and this is kind of the end of our lives. So we always be optimistic and think this is the great opportunity we all have, and we must have this untapped potential and take this as opportunity to go to the global market as Sri Lankan entrepreneurs. So I wish you good luck, and we'll meet the next class and masterclass tomorrow. Repeat session, business model canvas. Thank you, everyone. I wish you good luck.